about to kick this new episode number 2 on Overseas TV, Tales from Overseas. Chill. So on this episode, we're going to talk about how Ovaseaz linked up with Big Prodeje, also known as Mr. Hood Good, from the infamous group South Central Cartel. Now, I'm sure people who are watching this know who Big Prodeje is and know who the group is, South Central Cartel. But if you don't know, just three little things. South Central Cartel, basically, if you know NWA, that would be the group that followed just after them. You know, they started their music career, I'd say, in the early 90s. And the main artists in the group is Big Prodeje, Havoc the Rhyme Son, Young Prodeje, also known as Cali Pitts, and LV. Now LV, I'm sure everybody knows, he was the one who done the famous track featuring Coolio, Gangsta's Paradise. Basically, the South Central Cartel, their catalogue is huge, humongous. They've got probably more than 30, 40 albums between them, all the artists. So, you know, they've worked with many artists like Tupac, Spice One, Ice-T, J.O. Felony, BG Knockout, Gangsta Dracer, and more and more and more and more and more. So anyways, this is how we're going to start this episode, how Ovaseaz Records hooked up with Big Prodeje. We're going back probably exactly 10 years. I think it was around the 5th of March 2011 when we first met with Big Prodeje, and how that all came about. Before that date, my brother, he ended up hooking up with a dude out in Europe called Pete Spray. Pete Spray, he worked with Havoc the Rhyme Son. They worked on a compilation album. So I forget how, but my brother, he ended up getting that Pete Spray, and they came up with some deal. If we were to, you know, sell some of these compilation CDs out in Switzerland and out in Europe, that, you know, he would be able to hook us up with a feature track with Havoc the Rhyme Son. So we ended up doing that feature track. We were happy with that, you know, we're fans of South Central Cartel, got all their CDs and vinyls, so for us it was a pleasure to be able to, you know, work with Havoc the Rhyme Son. So as I said, a few weeks or a few months later on, I forget where and how it all came about, but I think I found a flyer on the internet saying that Big Prodeje was going to do a live concert out in France, in Lyon. So I seen this and I got at my brother Big Ben. I was like, yo Ben, man, Prodeje's going to be out in France and Lyon. We need to go and check this show. So my brother had the good idea and was like, well, alright, let me go and see Pete Spray. Seeing as though he worked with Havoc the Rhyme Son, he might also have Prodeje's number. So anyway, so Ben ended up calling Pete Spray, and fortunately, by good chance, Pete Spray was had contact with Big Prodeje. He gave us the contact. Ben called Big Prodeje up and was like, yo, listen man, we Ovaseaz Records. We worked a track with Havoc the Rhyme Son. We also just finished up an album with Rappin' Forte. We're going to come and check out your show. You know, if we have time, if we've got time, we can maybe link up and, you know, just chop up some game and see what's up from there. So Big Prodeje on the phone with my brother was like cool as hell. He was like, no doubt, no doubt. And Prodeje said to Ben, listen, when you guys come out to the show, when I start my show, I'm going to tell your names and I want you guys to come up on the stage and, you know, come kick it on the stage with me. So we were like, yeah, no doubt, no doubt. So basically we were like, okay man, we need to get to France and Lyon. It's about 3.5 hours from Geneva. So at this time I didn't have a car, so we were calling up a few people to see if we wanted to roll down with us. One person who said was like, alright man, I'm happy to come with you guys to the show was Don Is. Now Don Is, he's a producer from Geneva. He's also probably one of the finest talkbox players out here in Europe. Dope producer, like I said, he's got some banging beats. He's also worked with Sugar Free, DJ Quick. So he was like, alright man, let's roll out to Lyon. So we drive out there, 3.5 hours. We get to the show, nice venue. Prodeje jumps on the stage and he's like, yo, where my homies at? Willie, Big Ben, come on the stage. So I was like, alright Ben, let's go. So I ended up going on top of the stage, and as soon as Ben tried to get on the stage, he got stopped by security. And the security's like, nah man, you can't go on the stage. And I was like, hang on a second, Prodeje just called out our names, we coming on the stage. And of course we didn't want to start no drama because that would have, turned the night into some bullshit. So Ben was like, listen, Will, you just go on the stage, I'll stay here, and when the show is finished, I'll come and see you guys. So I was like, all right. So I hop on the stage, Prodeje gave him dabs, we're like, what's up? He ended up doing his show. Now while he was doing his show, he had like 2 people from France, 1 girl and 1 guy doing, the crip walk out there, just to have some extra special features on the show. They thought I was here to do that as well. So the girl came up to me and was like, oh, you also a crip dancer? I was like, nah, I don't do that shit. I'm here for Big Pro, the homies and shit. So ended up, I was just posted up on the stage, kicking back, listening to these dope-ass tracks that Prodeje came with. I think he did his show maybe like 45 minutes, 1 hour. He ended up wrapping up his show. We hit the backstage, Ben came with us. We also, Donnie came with us, and we were, chopping up gang. Yo, what's up, bro? It's good to meet you. It's nice to meet you, man. We're big fans. We ended up, I think, getting Rappin' Forte on the telephone. We're like, here, man, talk to Rappin' Forte. They ended up talking. So Ben was like, yo, listen to this Prodeje. If you want, man, we want to get some music done. So I don't know what your schedule's like, but it would be cool if you would come back to Geneva and come work with us. So Prodeje was like, yeah, man, I'm out here for a few more days, and I'll be more than happy to, put in some extra work. So we were like, all right, you happy to leave tonight? And Pro was like, listen, I don't think I can leave tonight because I still got some shit I've got to do with the homies out here in France. So we was a bit like, fuck man, like, okay, how we gonna do this? Because, we had to drive back that night. So anyways, Pro said, listen, if you guys want, come back out to Lyon tomorrow and come pick me up. So we was like, cool man, let's do it like that. We ain't gonna miss on this opportunity. So we ended up driving back from Lyon back to Geneva for the night. We wake up the next day, we start, getting that Prodeje. So, all right, what time you want to link up? He's like, all right, in the afternoon. We're like, cool. So anyways, like I said, I didn't have a car at that time, so we were trying to, again, find someone to bring us back out to Lyon. So Ben was calling some homies and some people, nobody had the time. He ended up calling one of his homegirls, and homegirl was like, yeah, I don't mind, I've got some free time, so I can drive you guys out there. And we're like, cool. So we ended up driving with Ben's homegirl. Now she had this little shitty ass car, and that particular day it was raining like a motherfucker. So like I said, we driving 3.5 hours. We get to the spot where, we were meant to meet up with Pro. Like I said, we get to the spot like about an hour. We're waiting. We're trying to call. We didn't get any answers. So me and Ben were like, fuck man, these motherfuckers, stood us up because he was out there with some people from France, and I'm sure these people from France weren't really digging that Prodeje was gonna, leave town and come work with us. So we was like, fuck man, what's going on, man? I hope he's gonna come. Like I said, about an hour and a half, an hour and 15 minutes, these dudes rocked up. And we were like, man, I hope these motherfuckers don't try and pull some shit on us, So we had the shit ready, we had the piece with us, and we're like, if anything goes down, we'll be prepared for that. So anyways, they rocked up. Now the crazy thing is the way they rocked up, we had our car parked here, they parked their car about 100 meters away from us. And I swear it was like some ransom deal, handing over one good for another good. So Prodeje hops out of the car. I'm like thinking, okay, these dudes might, pull up some shit, but so we kind of met halfway. Prodeje came, and you can see these guys weren't really happy with what, the situation was being like, because I'm sure, they brought Prodeje out from the States, and, they had some music to do with them, but of course Prodeje wasn't going to give up that extra work. He was like, these are some cool people, and I want to go out to Geneva and put in some extra work. So anyways, everything went smoothly. We linked up with Prodeje, we hopped in the car, we started driving back to Geneva. Now, as I said, it was raining like a motherfucker, and we're driving in this shitty little car. And before we get on the freeway, there's this big roundabout. Now, the homegirl, she's driving like big crazy. And when she gets on the roundabout, all of a sudden she puts the acceleration on, and bam, the car just started doing 360s. And I swear to God, we ended up nearly in a motherfucking ditch. Like the car turned around. If we were like maybe 1 meter more, we would have probably did a tunnel with the car and fell, all the way down, and we would have wrecked that shit like a motherfucker. So we were all like panicking when the car kind of stopped in the middle of the street on this big roundabout. Cars are beeping the horn, and we just like panicked, like fuck man, what the fuck just happened? And Prodeje's in the back looking at us like, what the fuck man, I just came with you guys nearly killed me and shit. So we were tripping off that. But anyways, like I said, the car ended up getting back on the road. We hit Geneva, all cool. So like I said, 3.5 hours. We get to Geneva. We ended up going to DJ Ray's studio. DJ Ray's is one of the homies out here. He's also a big dope ass producer. So we linked up with him. We had some other homies that were, came through to meet up with Prodeje. So we get to Ray's studio, we start listening to some music. Now at that time we didn't have anything in mind to do a project, to do an album or anything like that. We were just like, okay, we've got Prodeje, let's make the most of it. We want to get some tracks done. That was the ambition, the goal is just to hook up a couple of tracks with Prodeje while he was there. And we just kicking it at the studio, at Razors, we started drinking, smoking. Now one thing, Big Prod, after knowing him all these years, he don't drink, he don't smoke, but he do drink on occasions. And this was one of those occasions. So DJ Ray had this big ass plastic flask thing, like probably about 10 liters of some crazy ass moonshine. So of course we started drinking, He's writing his lyrics, and of course time after time, a few drinks, everyone was getting a bit tore up. But in all good happiness, everybody was kicking back, listening to the vibes, We were just hella happy to have Big Prodeje in Geneva, down with Murder Funk, with Ovaseaz Records. So we started, listening to some more tracks, and there was one track that Prodeje was digging like a motherfucker. He was like, yo, this is some gangster shit right here. So he ends up writing.
A blast that I'm squeezing on the chrome. Ooh, nigga, I got some shit for this beat. Believe that shit. I'ma murk it.
Now this track was off the solo album that we did with Prodeje. We'll get more into how we came about working on this solo album. But the track is called You Can Get It. I'll play a little part for you right now just so you can feel the vibes.
Pride goes by where my enemies die young, cause that's the way I do it on the corners where I hung. You wanna talk shit, nigga? You can get it. You wanna start problems, nigga? You can get it. You wanna get the hood involved? They can get it. You wanna talk shit, but you can't fuck with it. Your bitch got a love for thugs, she can get it. Your homies got a love for drugs, they can get it. You wanna talk shit, nigga? You can get it. You wanna get the hood involved? They can get it.
Like I said, there's some videos here we can check out just to see how it's going down. We had some nice Swiss chocolate. Prodeje was munching that shit down, and like I said, man, he was just happy to be there with us. And then Prodeje was like, alright man, let me go and record my verse. He got into the studio in the booth, ended up wrapping up the track. Dope as fuck. Now this track here is a killer track. I said, if you haven't got this album, the realest shit you never heard, go pick it up. So anyways, Prodeje was like, yo, listen guys, I need to get back to Lyon because I still gotta go and work with the homies from France. And we were like, fuck, we didn't even think about bringing Prodeje back. We wanted to keep him there for as long as we could. So Prodeje was like, listen, I need to get back by tonight. And we were like, oh, you don't want to stay a day just out here? Bro was like, listen, I would like to, but you know, the homies from France need me to get back so I can finish up on the tracks he was working with them. So we were like, fuck, we didn't have another contact at that point to drive us back to Lyon. So again, Ben was calling people. The homegirl, she couldn't bring us. A few other people couldn't bring us, and we called them. We were thinking in our minds, fuck, how can we do this, you know? One option was we could put him on a train, but that would be some unmatched type of shit, you know, just to put him on the train by himself and say, catch you later. So anyways, we called him, like a few hours later, Ben ended up getting another call from the homeboy. And was like, yo man, I've got some free time, I could bring you guys back out to Lyon, no problem. So like I said, so we wrapped up everything in Murder Funk Studio. Shit was cool, and it was time to go all the way back out to Lyon, France. So we driving, listening to the music that we recorded. We were talking with Prodeje, like, all right, man, like we done this one track, but you know, we would like to work on some more music. So while we were driving out there, like I said, a 3.5 hour trip, Ben was talking with Prodeje and was like, okay, listen, bro, what I would like to do is get you and my brother me, Willie, on an EP, you know, like to do a 8-track EP. And, you know, we could also at the same time try and work on a solo project, which would be the realest shit you never heard. And Pro was like, yeah, man, I'm down with that, you know, and he said, as soon as I get back out to the States, you guys can shoot me the instrumentals, or I can send you some beats as well. And don't forget, Big Prodeje, this Hood, is my dope producer. He's been doing this shit for donkey years, you know, so we were like, alright man, I think this is the cool attack, you know. We can work on an EP featuring, you know, Big Willie, Big Prodeje, and at the same time work on a solo album with Big Pro. Pro was happy with that, we were happy with that. We ended up getting to Lyon, we ended up seeing the homies from France, and was like, alright man, appreciate you guys, you know. Then Pro would come out to Geneva, and that was basically it, you know. So from there, Prodeje went back to the States. We kept in touch, you know, started working on these projects. And basically that's it, you know, like I said. So this episode is pretty short, just wanted to keep that in. This is the introduction of how we met Prodeje. Because me and Pro and Ovaseaz with God, you know, like I said, it's been 10 years, we still homies, we still like family. You know, we have many more adventures that follow after this. So the next episode, I'll let you guys know that what happened, you know, with Rapping Forte and how he couldn't come out to Europe because of some bullshit. So we had the plan to say, okay, we ain't gonna get Rapping Forte, we ain't gonna let that fuck up our vibes, you know, with our momentum. So we ended up bringing Big Pro and having the Rhyme Sons back to Geneva for 1 week. They were staying out at Ben's place. Like I said, that would be for episode number 3. So like I said, again, this is another little short one. I appreciate you guys listening, tuning in. If you like this shit and you haven't subscribed to our channel, go do that shit right now. Add a like to this, add some comments, whatever, you know. So I appreciate your time. I appreciate everything. And I hope you keep fucking with us. Ovaseaz Records, Ovaseaz TV. Chill. That's how we do it. Signing out, big motherfucking Willie. Yeah.
And if you want to talk shit, nigga, you can get it.